Hey guys, so I haven't done one of these in a long time. So this is probably gonna suck, but I'm sorry. But hi, I'm back. Hey, how you doing? I wanted to do a little video and just kind of talk about everything that's just kind of happened in the past 7 days, because as you guys may well know, I released an album a week ago, and it did pretty good. I know that a lot of you have listened to it and streamed it and bought it, which is amazing. Thank you for supporting me. And it hit number 12 in the electronic iTunes chart, which is amazing. It's not really a pop album, so I knew it was never going to go into the pop charts, but the fact it went into the electronic charts and it was up there with people like Disclosure, years and years, I was just so happy. So first of all, thank you. You're amazing people. And as I always tell everyone, my Misfits are crazy. You're like the best fucking fans ever. But you are kind of like a cult, and I kind of love that because you kind of like live and breathe some of the shit I do, which is kind of awesome. But it also means that I have to behave myself and not get myself into too much trouble. Having said that, anyone that knows me and has seen me host an event knows I'm batshit crazy. So I kind of wanted to do a video and just kind of talk about the album as a whole. Like, I have done a few interviews this week. I've done some radio stuff, some magazine stuff, and there's more to come. But none of it's out yet, and I wanted something that you could have and see right now, because a lot of you are asking, what's the inspiration for some of the songs? Where do I get inspiration from when I'm writing? Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, let's do a track by track as quick as I can, because I know my videos take forever, and I don't want to bore you. So let's get started anyway. Okay, so track number 1 is called The Beginning. And it is literally about this asshole that dumped me said it wasn't to do with him, it was to do with me. So it was like a it's not me, it's you situation from his side. And then I later found out that he cheated on me. And I was just like, that's awesome. Thank you very much, you fucking wanker. But it's okay, because I wrote a song about you and made money about you, so it's fine. Number 2 is Colt. Colt was kind of like, I'm gonna call it my rebellious phase, because when I break up with people, I dye my hair, I change my clothes a little bit, my style, my mannerisms and my behavior kind of changes, because I kind of want to show the person I've just broken up with that I'm better without them. Like, we all do it. We all kind of go, oh, I'm better without them, I'm a good person, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I kind of do. And Cult is, so it's kind of about that. But the underlying and main points about it are the fact the first verse is about you guys, the part that I'm singing, and it's kind of about the fact that you are like one big cult and one big like group of people, and you're like a community because you all talk to each other and you all connect, and I think it's amazing. And it's kind of like my support, because you all call yourself the Misfit Army, and I kind of love that. So I was like, how can I kind of write that into a verse and kind of just show like that I love you all. And then my rap verse, I won't talk about Virginia's because it's hers, and she may have this whole different mindset compared to what I think of her verse. But the verse that I wrote, which is my rap solo, is kind of about all the fucking bitches that basically come not just from me, but for anyone. Um, it's basically me defending myself, because there has been a few people in the past that have like thrown a bit of shade at me on Twitter or Facebook or something about my image or what I do. And I was kind of just like, you know what? I'm gonna do a track about it, because I never really fight back. I don't usually retaliate, because I'm all about, well, peace and love. And it's kind of just like, right, I need to show people I've got some balls. So I rapped about the fact all these people were pissing me off, and just been like, look, I'm still booking the gigs, I'm still working my ass off every single day for my fans, and I'm still a good person and doing everything I possibly can for them. What are you doing? Because all you're doing is being a little bitch. So haters back off, as Miranda Sings would say. And that was what Cult was about. That was a long description, I promise I wouldn't do that. I'm sorry. Okay, Dirty is about Jack Green. And it's about the first day I met him. And it was about the fact that my mind kind of wandered. And I kept imagining all these dirty things that he could do. And instead of singing them all in English, I did it in French. And did it with my producer, who is Alex Ray, who produced most of the album, except 2 of the tracks that they were done by Will Reed. and we had a blast on it, and we did that in one day, which was awesome. Ah! Look Me in the Eyes with Chris Crocker is my favourite song on the album. I kind of just sent him the track and I was like, I have no idea how to write this song. Can you help me? And he recorded something on his phone and sent me the hook that he'd kind of made up. And I was like, oh my god, this is so good. But he sounded so good doing it. And I was like, Chris, please do this song with me. It's awesome. And then he was like, okay. And then all morning we were bouncing back different verses and lines. And then we wrote the song in like a day. I recorded my part, he recorded his part, and we were done. And it's turned into this beautiful piece that I love so much. Look Me in the Eyes, again, is a very like sexual song. And it's kind of just like a dominant song. Like it is very intimate about like the whole look me in the eyes. I want you to kind of be looking deep at me while we're having sex, but it's kind of like about empowerment as like I guess like as a bottom or as a top, but it's kind of just about you taking control. So yeah, I like it. Pain is obviously the first single I ever released off the album and has a very special place in my heart. This song is about the same person the other one was about before, who cheated on me and told me I was a piece of shit. And still tells everyone I'm a piece of shit. And I kind of wanted, it was written so that I could let out my upset and my anger and my frustration, because I was really accepting the fact that it all had happened and I felt very shit about myself, and it made me feel very shit about myself. I felt very ugly and very hopeless and very worthless, and I needed to let out my frustration. So yeah, really sad. The middle again is talking about breakups and the hard things that I've gone through and the eventual coming and getting over it. So I don't really know how much more I can say about that one. It's only 14 seconds long, so it's up to you to determine what it says. Vinyl track 7 is a demo. I got the track, the instrumental, and I was just kind of like, this is cool, I like this. And then I sat there, put on my headphones. I did it in like one take, I think, and then I sent it off to my producer and I was like, what do you think of this? And he was like, yeah, this is really, really good. Like, I love what you're doing. I was like, don't touch it. I was like, just throw like a little like filter over the top, like a vinyl sound, and then just leave it. And he was like, why? And I was like, I want it to be raw. I want it to be honest, because I was honest when I sung it. And it was about someone, and it was about my breakup with Jack, and I wanted to express and vent my pain at the time, and I did through vinyl, and I didn't want it to be touched. And it's now kind of turned into one of your favorite songs, even though like it's not perfect and it's not like been tweaked and edited and put through the processor, I guess. But I've had so many people message me and say that they connect with that song, so that one's really nice to hear about, so thank you. Runway is basically just something I did to kind of talk about some of the highlights of my life. Like, it's about just being on stage and looking down at everyone else that's like supporting you and showing you love, and how that makes me feel. And the track is just about just having fun in the moment and living for now and just enjoying life for what it is. So yeah. Diamonds is about Ricky Roman and his boyfriend. I've told them. I had a dream once after the Grabbies. Well, actually, it might have been during the Grabbies. And we were in like a polyamorous relationship. And then we had like this crazy mad freeway. But like we had just come from like an event in the dream, and we were like in like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Westwood. It was kind of crazy, and we're just ripping it off each other. And I kind of used those terminologies like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Jimmy Choo in the song as terms like cock, butt, cum, just to kind of make it a bit more PG. Otherwise, the whole song would have been very dirty, because the dream was very dirty too. So yeah, dirty dreams about Ricky Roman and Michael were fun. Professional is actually a single that isn't mine. It was Ginya's, and she asked me to feature on it, and it was kind of fun. It was the first time I'd ever rapped. It was the first time I'd ever been in a studio, and it was awesome. I kind of can't take too much credit for this one because she actually wrote my rap in it, because I kind of had never written a song in my life, because this was quite some time ago. Pain, the synth fast version, is basically just the actual, yeah, it's the original version of Pain, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. So this one was a bit more of a happy way to do it. So when I'm in the clubs, I don't bawl my eyes out and then get embarrassed and piss down my leg. Dirty, the remix, again, that's just a remix. The end is basically just about evolving and kind of going through the process of getting ready to change and take a big step in your life. Because once I finished this album, that was what I was about to do, and I was really excited for that, and I really wanted to get into that, so I did. And now I am in the process of evolving and changing as a person, and I feel like I'm slowly to the point where I want to be. I was constantly telling you guys that you're beautiful and you're all amazing and unique people, but I wasn't accepting that in myself, and I needed to. And I needed to just realize that I had a lot more to give, and I wanted to. Sorry. But yeah, I wanted to kind of do that, and that's what the end is about. And then the album will then extend into my next album, which I'm writing right now. Anyway, I said I was going to answer some questions, so I'm going to answer like top three. One says, what was the most exciting part of making your album, and how did you feel when it was finally released? Relief. That's how I felt. It feels bloody good to have finished it, thank God. The most exciting part of the album, though, for me, was just always getting back the finished product of the track from Alex or Will, and then hearing it and just going, everything that I wanted to express and written down and sung has now been portrayed into like an art form, and it was kind of like a special thing. It was like kind of unvaginal birth, I guess. Who would you most like to collaborate with? I think I've answered this one a few times. I really want to collaborate with Caden Gray, Ricky Roman, and Adore Delano. They're all amazing singers. They're all such amazing people, and I like to work with people that I like as a person, because it just makes the process a lot easier and more fun. One more. What do you... Oh, there's a different one. What do you think about long-distance relationships, and where do you find the inspiration for writing your songs? Long-distance relationships work. I'm in one right now. He lives on the other side of the country. It takes about 4.5 hours for him or me to visit each other. And we're fine. We're good. So, yeah. As far as my inspiration, it kind of comes from a few people. Melanie Martinez, Lana Del Rey, Lorde, Halsey. I like really artsy lyrics or like very metaphorical, deep, weird shit. And that's kind of what the second album is going to be. It's going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more intense, very much like Halsey and Lorde having a male, gay, tatted up baby. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done. Like, this album took me a year to write, and it's about the last 2 years of my life, and it's been amazing to finally express some of the feelings that I have and some of the emotions that I have, and share it with all of you. And a lot of you have been there for it, like, in the last 2 years. Thank you so much for everything you've done. And this is like my little gift to you guys. And hopefully it kind of lets you in a little bit more about my life and what I'm like as a person and how I feel as a person, I guess. It, to me, isn't an album, it's a diary. And collectively, I love it. So yeah, this is a long video again. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to edit this thing. I'm so sorry. I'm just talking shit now. I love you guys, but I'll see you soon anyway. Mwah.